And of course, as if you have been watching the Michigan Wolverines live show, the call-in show, the last couple of weeks, we have been predicting this. We have been letting you know to brace yourself for a potential flip. It was announced that Ivan Taylor is flipping to Alabama. Somebody who it just seemed like Alabama was resonating with him. Keon Sabb had been working on it too. So there's some stuff going on there. But let us know about. I mean, that one really. What was kind of the final straw? What do you think that was that really caused him to just be like, you know what, I want to go to Alabama?
Play on the field, I think, is a major reason why. His dad also, he really likes Alabama. Alabama plays NIL like we do. Look, we got Ivan Taylor from Notre Dame. It's not like he's new to this. I think the play on the field was a major, a major role, in terms of, listen, all right. The players we're going to mention, the play on the field, the lack of quarterback situation matter. Okay. Now, the good news is Michigan's doing absolutely everything in its power it is what it is. You accept what it is, right? You accept what it is. What the hell do you do about it? You look in the mirror, you figure the F out. Michigan's doing that. So shout out to Michigan for trying to make the corrections. We all know they had a misjudgment this offseason. We've covered it at length. John, we have torched this coaching staff for some of the decisions. Our fan base has torched them. The fan base in general, outside of our own channel community, has torched them. They made some poor decisions. They are trying to right the ship. Coaching hires, player analysis, decisions, personnel decisions, etc. So it is what it is. We knew Ivan Taylor, out of everybody who was with a wandering eye, Ivan Taylor was the most likely to jump. It was more or less a matter of when, not if, and when happened, yesterday or the day before. So I think it was yesterday. So is what it is. It sucks because I am a big fan of Ivan Taylor, but here's some reality too. Elijah Dotson plays the same position.
There you have it. And that would be something. Wolverine has been doing this a couple of times and has this knack for putting a super chat out there that goes right with the topic we're about to talk about. Well, guess what? We're about to cover Andrew Marsh and Olesh. And here's a $2 question. How are we feeling about Marsh and Olesh without Bryce? I think with Bryce, you know what the answer is.
Yeah,
they're staying.
Bryce, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I told everybody in our members meeting yesterday, and I'm going to quote Sam here. I have an impeccable source on this one. Marsh wants to play with a legit quarterback. He's actually been vocal about this. He hasn't had a quarterback he feels he could truly depend on who's going to get him open with his passes at the high school level. He doesn't want that to be the same situation. We all know he visited Washington this past weekend. Washington's been pushing for Marsh for quite some time. We've been telling you guys about that. And they tried to not get Marsh to commit in August. And they had a very strong NIL push at that moment. Their NIL is not on our level. I don't know if things have quite evolved for them. Things are getting a little more dire as signing day comes. I will say that Washington's going to continue to push. I do like Michigan's chances here if we are able to land a strong quarterback in the class. If we are not going to land a strong quarterback in the class, I do have my concerns with this class falling apart a little bit. I do.
Yeah.
And then on to Andrew Olesh. I don't think Andrew Olesh leaves Michigan if we, again, land in Underwood. I do know Olesh is not just so the reason why Olesh has visited Bama, Oregon, Notre Dame, Penn State, it's not because he doesn't want to be at Michigan. And you may say, well, then why don't you just stay at Michigan? Well, there's two things for the Olesh family that is important to them. One, they want to see with this notice of allegations and what does it mean. They've been the most vocal of all of the committed players and even prospects that I've seen in terms of the notice of allegations. They just would like to know what is the resolution and what does it look like. That matters to them. And then the second thing is they don't want to be in an offense that can't score. You have to be able to, Colson Loveland, sure, he's the bright spot, but I mean, like, let's be real here. He's not, it could be better. It could, it should be better. It's not even, it could be better. And it too. Anyone who's watching this, this offense should be way better. There's too much talent. Our coaching staff, unfortunately, made a poor decision in the offseason by not getting a quarterback, not getting a right tackle, and not getting wide receivers. It is what it is. Now, Michigan's going to right the wrongs and do a better job now in this portal, and I fully expect that. I'm not blowing any smoke. Money is, they got a plan. They got a plan. So, so that's where we are. I do not, as it stands right now, and then we have Jaylen Williams as the other one, John, we were going to talk about. This one's a little interesting, though. This one's a little interesting. The reason why is because he went on a visit this weekend to Wisconsin, and the staff was not aware of it. And that's a big no-no. Now, I don't think he's going to be kicked from the class or anything like that, but the reason why this even got out is he made like an Instagram post, or he took a photo of some type, then he took it down. I still think Michigan's in a good position here with Jaylen Williams, but it's never a good thing when the kid's doing a visit without, Michigan is we've talked about this. People ask, well, what about Nate Marshall? Is Nate Marshall ever, can Michigan try and get Nate Marshall again? Well, this is how bridges get burnt. When you are not transparent to the coaching staff, you do not let them know what's going on. They don't care if you go, I mean, obviously they would prefer you don't go on a visit, but if they go on a visit, all right. But if they go on a visit, they want you to at least be transparent with them. That's all they ask. Like the Philip Wright recruitment with LSU was the perfect example of a player being fully transparent in terms of NIL offer, what LSU was trying to do, the reality of the recruitment, the fact that the NIL really picked up for LSU and how hard they were pushing. LSU trying not have Philip Wright commit, all of that. He was transparent the whole way. They even after LSU came back to Michigan to give him another visit. They were very honest. They were very true during that recruitment. Then you have other recruitments where you have things like this, where they do things behind the back, or they'll just decommit one day and flip. Those bridges get burnt. Michigan, because the reason why Michigan wants to keep these relationships healthy and these bridges good is because we all know the portal is real. And you want these relationships to be healthy because you never know when a kid will come back.
Yeah, Fuck Ohio did mention apparently Jaylen Williams posted a picture saying he's still locked in. I mean, these kids are going to go on visits, but it's also about how you handle that. Like, are you being upfront? Are you notifying? Are you keeping the staff in the loop? I think that's definitely a thing. Like, how are you handling the business? It's one thing to take a visit because you're getting paid some money to do that. If you're being upfront about it, I think Sharon and company understand. But if you're not and you're underhanded, that's not ideal. So hopefully that can turn around. We do have a couple before we get to the visits. We do have a couple other super chats here. So first of all, Ryan with a 2. Thank you so much for that. Ryan, just killing it today.
Yeah.
Fuck Ohio with a 10. Can people stop acting like the NIL being thrown around is coming directly from the school's budget? It's coming from donors. Yes, indeed. How is a stranger spending their own money affecting your life?
Yeah, I mean, look, in terms of revenue sharing, that will be coming from the school, but yeah, no doubt. I mean, the donors are definitely. Listen, here's the reality. This shit's been going on for like 50 years, 40 years. Now, not at Michigan, like these other schools, especially in the South. Michigan's not really played that way. Obviously, we are aware of the Fab Five situation, but Michigan's actually had a pretty strong approach, and they never really allowed this type of stuff. This is normal, and quite honestly, donors, I'm going to be real. If I was financially wealthy to the position where I could give a few million a year, you better fucking believe I would. Yes, I would, because I'll tell you what, it's worth it to me for my team to be the shit. I enjoy it. I love it. I want Michigan to be number one all the time. So if I had the financial capacity, you better believe I'd have some influence. Like, to them, this is a hobby, guys. Like, you understand, when you have a lot of money, you want fun and excitement, because this is something I've been told from people who are pretty wealthy. Shit can be boring because you can do whatever you want, buy whatever you want. There's a thrill. You got to understand this too. There's a thrill in landing a recruit. There's a thrill in that. Like, it's fun. It's fun to build. It's like, look, you can't own an NFL team, but you can help your school be this. You can, what I mean? Like, we all have pride in with the school we went to for college, or the school we rep. Like, these dudes just love their school and they want to financially help it out. There's nothing wrong with that. I would do the same thing if I could.
GT making a very good point.
I will. You better believe I will.
GT is making a very good point that it's all relative. $5 million to some of these guys is like $100 to us.
Yeah,
very true.
Like, for example, like Portnoy, like he says $3 million a year. Dude, Portnoy makes $1 million bets, guys. He wipes his ass with millions. Like, he doesn't care because how much money his company generates yearly. It's whatever. It's just an expense. Yeah. It's an expense to them, dude.
I like when he's chilling on his yacht and calling out Ohio State. I just those are some of my favorites.
Dave, bro. Captain Dave.
The poverty program, like Ohio State,
and like, let's be real too. Like, the financial well at Michigan is deep. Steve Dace had a really good point, and something I did kind of touch on with the Underwood situation. Like, schools and programs cannot compete with schools like Michigan financially, guys. Like, it's not even in the same realm, and I don't know the exact donor. Now, never mind.
To be continued. Thank you, Beats and Treats, for reminding people to like the stream. Nick asks, how does a Tom Brady mentorship not make Bryce go nuts?
I never said that today, Nick. Yeah, I mean, it's on the table. It's on the table. So we'll see. We'll see where that one goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's public is that Tom Brady has supported Michigan QBs in the past, and
the TB12 brand as well.
He's got the TB12 brand.
Coming to Michigan has its perks. There's a lot of people who are associated with Michigan who are willing to be available.
Absolutely. And then we're up to date with this one here. Wolverine Casual. Sounds like you're saying Marsh and Olesh leave without a good QB recruit, and they won't take the coach's word for it if they say we will portal.
I'm not guaranteeing the outcome, but like, here's what I know it matters to Marsh, and I know Olesh. Listen, the guys, come on, the offense. We saw the offense. If you're a recruit, you'd think a little bit about it too. It matters to an extent. I'm not saying it's a guaranteed outcome. They don't land Underwood. These kids are gone. Because here's the truth. They love Michigan. Like, this isn't like they don't love Michigan. It's just, guys, our offense is ranked like in the 120s. Like, it's piss poor. It's just not good. So like, you're literally putting you are trusting. This is one of the we've talked about this. This is one of the biggest decisions of your life, next to getting married, next to having a child. This is a life-changing decision that will determine the outcome of it. Serious. Like, this is not to be effed around with. And their goal is to make it to the NFL, and you better make the right choice, because you don't get you don't get do-overs. There is no do-overs. We know this. This is life, right? So you got to make sure they're doing what, if I had a son, I would do probably the same shit, dude. I'd be like, all right, let's just look at all. I'm a big believer in you check out all of your options, and then you come to a decision. I'm a big believer in that. Now, I know some people are like, well, then don't commit then. But I mean, just to be real with you, again, they love Michigan. This is where they want to be.
So with that said, we are now on to the visitors that are coming this weekend for the battle for bowl eligibility, coming this weekend to the Northwestern game. So who are some of the people that we should be watching out for that are coming in this weekend? This
is the last major recruiting weekend in terms of game day. Obviously, we all know the final game of the year is at Ohio State. This is Northwestern. Michigan is looking to have a major weekend. I'm extremely excited for this weekend, especially the players who are coming in. Donovan Johnson, who's a commit to Michigan, one of running back for IMG, he will be in this weekend. Andrew Marsh will be in this weekend. After his Washington visit, Michigan can secure the deal and put any questions at ease, especially if certain things occur. Javian Boggs is also going to be there. This is the Brady Hart teammate. He's going to be there this weekend. You have Andrew Olesh, another one who will be there this weekend because they do love Michigan. They want, they're giving Michigan all the attention. Trust me. They're just looking around a little bit. Then you have, this is an interesting one, Brandon Finney, we haven't talked about a lot, John. And the reason why I haven't brought it up a lot, he's a top 100 corner. And the reason why he's an Oregon commit, the reason why I haven't talked a lot about it is because I do believe he's going to be leaning Penn State. But hey, guess what? The way Michigan's playing ball, I would never say they're out of everything. We'll see what happens this weekend. We'll see if Michigan, because obviously we lost out on Littleton, who was the other corner they were going after, top 100 corner. Michigan's swinging for the fences, and I'm not mad at it. Shamari Earls will be here this weekend again. Looking forward to that. And then Kainoa Winston, the one of the top safeties in the class, will also be there. And then, of course, one of a personal favorite, fan favorite, Brady Hart is coming back to Michigan again to help recruit his guy Boggs and others. And potentially, if there's another visitor this weekend, wink, wink, under the wood, maybe, possibly, look for it. Yeah, this will be a big ass weekend, bro. This is what I would like to call closing time, and Michigan's looking to close. Pretty excited for it. We'll see where it goes, John.